Welcome to the spectacular engineering everything 3D CAD. If you're new to Solidworks and want to level up your modeling skills, you are in the right place. Today we are diving into the Boss Extrude feature, one of the most fundamentally essential tools. What a better way to learn than creating a stylish, practical wooden soap holder from scratch. So as you may see, I've created this model using only Boss Extrude feature. So we're gonna start by creating a new part. So you're gonna come up there and click new and click part, then click OK. It's always best to save your files before you do much work. So I'm just gonna name this one wooden holder 2 and then save it. So what we're gonna use here, we're gonna sketch on the front plane so that we are able to use only Boss Extrude. So this is only for this tutorial use. You can always click any plane that you wanna use, but I'll recommend to always try and imagine what is it that you wanna draw and think about the right plane for that. Okay, without wasting much time, we're just gonna come here and use one of the sketch entities. If you think about the supporter, it's more like a rectangular square shape. So why not use a rectangular entity? So we click the rectangular entity, click the center, drag and hold. I recommend that you always try to start your sketches at your origin so that it's easy to edit in the future. It's a good practice. So we're gonna dimension that 70mm. Check it out. It's my dimension there, and then we're gonna dimension that 12mm. Check that out. Okay, let's make this one to be 20mm. Check that out. One of the good use of sketch entities is to use a construction line. So if you click on these line sketches, and then you realize that you have 3 options there, and then you select your center line. It's more like a construction line, something that you can use as a reference. So you're gonna drag your mouse and left click, and then drag and left click on the line. So now we're just gonna dimension the position of our construction line. So you're gonna go up there to your smart dimension, left click, and then left click, and then we're gonna make that to be 12mm, and then check it out. So what we're gonna do now, we're just gonna try and do a sketch for our drainage lines on the wood then supporter. So just gonna left click there at the corner, drag, left click, click, and then tick. So we're gonna try and make this to be equally spaced. So just gonna left click there, and then dimension it to 10mm. Left click there, and dimension that to Let's make it. Let's make it 15 millimeter, and then that to that. So we're just gonna dimension that, and then 10 millimeter. To that, maybe 10 as well. And let's just make this one. Left click at the point. Let's make that 4 millimeter. So you realize that our sketch was initially blue, now it's all black. That only means that your sketch is fully defined, which is always best to fully define your sketch. So to fully define your sketch, you just have to make sure that each line is referenced and related to another line, or its dimension, or you fully dimension everything. What we're gonna do now, we're just gonna right click on that, and then our future tree manager will appear there, and then we select construction. We change that line into a construction line. So you realize that now our sketch is not shaded inside, which means it's not complete. So we're just gonna insert an entity here, and then there we go, we have a shaded sketch. So what we can do now, I always recommend just try to change your views. So if you want to change your views, you just come here, and then you can always see your top view, front view, right view, left view, and then your isometric view. So if you want to extrude something, it's always good to see it in an isometric view so that we see what's happening. And then now we're gonna go to futures. This is where the reality happens after you have a sketch. Now we're gonna select extrude boss, and then you realize with direction 1, you can always change your direction, you can always change your reference if you extrude. So blind means it goes up to a certain point or a certain dimension, so you can always dimension that. So in this case, let's try 180 millimeter, and then there we go. So you realize that you can always change your direction. And then we have up to surface. So this one extrude up to a certain surface. We don't have a surface on our right, so we can't choose that. Offset from surface, we don't have a surface. Another surface, we don't have a body. Or we can use mid plane. So mid plane generally means that the extrude halfway from your sketch, like halfway both sides from your sketch. So if you have 200, for instance, it extruded 100 millimeter this side and 100 millimeter this side. This is good to use at some point, but now we're just gonna use blind extrude and stick to 130. So you realize here that we have selected counters. These are your sketch. These are your sketch entities. These represent that it's your sketch region. So if it happens that it didn't automatically select your sketch region, you might try to always come here and make sure that this is selected, because if it doesn't select, you'll find that there's no extrusion, you won't see anything. Like you'll see something like this or nothing at all. So always make sure that your region within your sketches is selected. If it doesn't want to select, that means your sketches are not continuous. For example, I'm just gonna go back. For example, if you erase that, you see that it's no longer shaded, and you come and try to extrude. You see it doesn't automatically pick up, even if you selected blind, even if you try to select the sketch, you don't select the region because it's not complete. So that's why you always want to make sure that you have a complete sketch as this one, so that you can extrude your feature. So that's it. That's how you use a Boss Extrude feature. For bonus, we're gonna try and add fillets. So we're just gonna come here and select fillet, and then select the edges, Okay, let's select that. Let's first choose what size. Let's use 5mm. Select that. Zoom in, select that edge. Select that edge. Select that edge. Select. You realize that our fillet are too big, so you can always come here, try and adjust. We're just gonna use 2mm. I think that would be proper. And now we have our supporter. There it is. So just an extra to this video, you can always come here to appearance, and then you select appearances. You scroll down, you realize you have different appearances. What we want is organic wood, and then you drag, you left click, drag, and drop it there, and then select your part. Left click, drag above your part, and drop it there. You can select face if you wanna put appearance on one face, but you can select the Boss Extrude. And then we have our supporter. That's it. So just a recap on everything that we did. What you want to do, you want to try and select your plane. There's our front plane that we used, and then you want to create a sketch on your plane and dimension your sketch and make sure that it's continuous and the insert region is shaded. And then you want to use your trim entities, you trim parts that you want, or you want to select an entity and convert it into construction line. And then you Boss Extrude, select your directions, select your sketch region that you want to extrude. And then for bonus, you can always add fillets and appearances. If you find this video helpful, please don't forget to hit the like button and please subscribe, and see you in the next tutorial.